Hi everyone, welcome back to Goblets and Warlocks. And this video is episode 10 of our Descent into Avernus campaign. I'm doing this little video beforehand because during the stream, at some point my computer decided to like completely shut down. But thankfully, you know, I'm streaming on YouTube, which is another reason why I love YouTube now. That's why I don't stream on Twitch, because YouTube has its own like I forgot what they call it, a studio that your OBS travels into. Once you hit live in the studio, it's still going, it just looks like it's buffering. So when my computer booted back up and all I had to do was hit live on my OBS and immediately picked right back up. So that's what I love about YouTube for that. So thankfully, it, like in real time it was like laggy, but watching after the fact you didn't miss any time. So it makes the editing process so much easier. So I apologize for that. So after my computer shut down, the players, the group, whatever, we decided to just go ahead and end it for there because they still had a lot of the where they were at to go through. So we decided just to pick it up from there next week. So anyway, just wanted to let y'all know that happened, and hope you enjoyed the video. So when in doubt, whip it out. Peace. Everyone, welcome to Goblets and Warlocks, episode 10 now. We'll start a little bit late. Time zone differences, it's got little people times a little messed up. But we're here now. We still waiting on one person. They're getting off work, but they'll be here shortly, which is Elwood. So hopefully you'll be here soon. I just spilled something in my book. That's just lovely. All right, cool. Again, links down in the description if you want to follow Jenny, Dan on their Twitch streams, and also left mine for my other YouTube, which I'm not on there that often anymore, so I hardly play any video games, but feel free to, you can go to their support too. You can also support by getting one of these nice fancy shirts. The link to the store is down there, and there's a bunch of other stuff you can get too, hoodies, drink bottles, bags, all kinds of stuff. And there's also a wish list for Amazon to help get more stuff to help support the stream. All of it to support the stream. So anyway, thank you for joining us. Does anybody else have any other announcements or anything? No, we're all good. Kosher. All right, cool. Well, we're running a little late today, so let's go ahead and whip it out.
Like that, you know. Well,
No, I'm not doing the recap. No.
I'm sorry, I cannot read. So looks like Toby rolled the lowest, so he'll be doing our recap. And you know, I feel like this is his first time actually doing a recap, so I feel like he's going to do good. Oh, by the way, everybody, we got some new borders and stuff. Hopefully, it's more aesthetically pleasing to the eye for the stream. So hope y'all enjoy those. Anyway, Toby, go ahead and lead us, or Thalen, lead us into tonight's episode with the recap from Thalen's eyes.
So, from Thalen's eyes, I started off the episode on the wrong foot because I had just been poisoned from trusting our new friend a little bit too much and drinking what he'd given me. And after some brief, very hostile conversation, we'd launched straight into a fight, and we decided enough time for negotiation. while we were fighting inside, there was a lot of noise and commotion going on outside. I didn't quite know, what the deal was. But after dispatching some foes inside of the little secret room, and taking out the brother of Mortlock, who we'd just met that day, went out into the main tavern area, saw a lot of zombies and just general chaos, and we quickly put a stop to all of that, took out some bad guys, and eventually we managed to deal with a lot of the enemies that we were facing. I'm completely blanking on the name of Mortlock's brother, which is quite an important character, so if anyone wants to jump in and help me out.
Amric.
Amric,
that's him. So once we'd taken everyone out, taken out Amric's men and taken out all of the zombies, we went out into the back to try and interrogate him, to try and get some useful information out of him. He wasn't being particularly cooperative. We learned that he had quite an important role to play in the events that were to come. When his mother, the Grand Duke, was going to carry out her plans and ascend to godhood, he was going to be the one to take over. So he was clearly quite an important figure in what was about to unfold. He didn't give us much more information than that. And after we'd tied him up and gone back inside to have a little chat to discuss our next move, we had some more commotion outside as he managed to break free and sprint off into the distance.
All right, not too bad. You missed a few fireballs there here and there, but I don't think you actually saw those. So, what triggered also you missed is what triggered the combat is Greenlee turned into a dire wolf and just going crazy. But anyway, it brings us into tonight's episode where Amric just got away. Mortlock is on the ground holding his personal belongings to himself because he got kneed there, and he's taken off. So real quick, I need to know who is chasing after Amric.
I am if Shadow is.
I will be as well.
You will be. Melus and Dominos are in the back. Are y'all just chasing after too?
Yeah.
All right, and Adara, are you chasing? All right. You guys can go ahead and roll me an initiative. We won't need like a battle table or whatever. So how I do my chase scenes is not from the rule books because it's too complicated. So how we do chase scenes is each person will choose a skill, and there is a stat DC I've already chosen. You choose a skill each time on your turn, and you describe to me what you're doing with that skill. And then if you make the DC, you make the pass. 3 passes, you catch him. 3 failures, you fall out of the chase. Make sense? So you need 3 passes to catch him. If you have 3 failures of the DC, you fail. And you have to choose a different skill each time. So it might spark a little bit of roleplay each time. Alrighty. Let me
We will be fine. Grenia is only doing 20s today.
Alright, let me pull up I didn't redo this, so
Little Rugrat is getting into my Magic the Gathering box.
running. All right, Elwood, what'd you get? Oh, Elwood's not here. Howard's not going to be in this. Avernus. Your initiative roll.
It's a 19.
19. Nice. Melodus.
A whopping 6.
Rhea's not in this. Greenlia. Yeah. 20.
I got a 20 and Shadow got a 21.
What? So in that case, what I'll do is, so when you go, you just Shadow will go too. You don't really have a skill set, so we'll just go off your skill sets for it then. Thalon.
21.
Dira.
16.
Amric rolled a 24, but so obviously he'll take off. All right, Thalon.
Okay.
Choose a skill and roll your skill and describe to me what you're doing with that skill.
So I want to try and cut him off somehow. So for my first one, I want to try and use perception to see if I can find any back alleys and sort of work out which direction he might be heading in, and see if I can slip off to the side and then hopefully intercept him.
Or roll a perception check and see if you beat the static AC.
That's a 12.
Well, as you're looking for these back alleys, you realize you don't see any, so you missed it and you fall behind. You have one failure. Brynlia.
All right. Well, do you want me to do Shadow first, or does it matter?
How about this? Since Shadow doesn't have a stat block, you get the roll with advantage if you're running with Shadow. Just roll with advantage.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Then I will use my animal handling to try to encourage him to really get close to the ground and try to sniff him out.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yep.
All right. I didn't roll with advantage, but we'll see what happens. Okay, that's 21. I'll roll one more time. Sorry, I'm so used to rolling for Shadow without being able to right click, so here we go. $21.
All right. Shadow gets down sniffing. He catches his scent. He points directly towards where he ran to, and y'all start booking. You have one success.
I yell over my shoulder, "It's this way!"
Avernus. Use a skill. You're muted.
So I want to intimidate him to make him stop.
Okay.
So I use my magic connection to the shadows to have the shadows behind and to the side of him just whisper to him and to just make him stop. So I would use my intimidation to make that work.
Okay.
If the dungeon master survives this.
The dungeon master? Go ahead.
Good. That's a 23.
As you shouting this, he goes, oh, 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 and he kind of trips a little bit, so you have one success. Adira, what you gonna do? What ability you're gonna use? And Metal notice your net, so you can start thinking about your ability.
Honestly, I was thinking about using stealth to see if I could get up closer to him.
Sure.
So sneak up closer on him.
But if you choose, just give a narration how you're using it. Laban's here, so you can go and kill your camera, Toby. But he will not be in this race because he's.
Actually, I'm gonna use my acrobatics to see if I can vault over the obstacles that he's weaving between to get closer to him.
Okay. Roll me. You said stealth check. Roll it.
Not acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Sorry. Roll an acrobatics check.
17.
No.
You must have been, you know, a freestyle runner or something. You just jump over these and like do a acrobatic roll and keep on running. So you have 1 success. I should put this stat DC higher. Otis.
I'm going to use my athletics to pretty much try to catch up to him. And yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just since I'm pretty lean anyways, even though I'm carrying a big shield, I should be able to catch up to him. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Computer's being slow today, sorry. Oh man, I'm gonna have terrible
as you take your shield and throw it on your back, it kind of slows you down and you kind of stumble as you're trying to chase after, so you have 1 failure.
Terrible.
Airwood, since you're late, you're not in the chase. You're licking your wounds.
Understandable.
You're licking your wounds with Rhea.
I'm licking Rhea's wounds?
You're licking your wounds with Rhea.
Oh, okay. We're licking each other's wounds.
Oh my god. You had to go take it weird. All right, Thalon, you're up again.
I'm going to try and get to high ground, so I'm going to use acrobatics, see if I can just like climb onto a nearby wall or something, see if I can run alongside, just get a better vantage point that way.
You're gonna channel your inner monk. Got it?
Mm. Is a 13 gonna pass?
Nope. As you you're climbing up, you're feeling pretty good about it, and as soon as you grab onto the next ledge, the wood breaks and you fall down, so you take another failure. Gridnia.
All right. I'm going to use my perception as we're like running through the streets. I want to use my and Shadow's keen eyes to try and find him.
Yep.
Natural 20 for 27.
Here she goes again. You were right.
You see him duck off into this alley, and you're like, over here! All right, and this for moment on, it's going to be straight rolls for you, and because he ducks off into the alley, his Shadow's going to struggle to get through, so I'm going to give you all straight rolls for the rest of the time. Alrighty. Dominos!
So I've seen that he was like tripping through whatever the shadows whispered to him. So we'll try to increase the severity and make it like audible to him, so they persuade him to stop.
Use persuasion.
Stop. It's better for you. So yeah, I use persuasion for a whooping 9.
Well, here's this direwolf like growling at him, so he's not even listening to your shadows, and then he keeps booking it, and you fall behind. You have 1 failure. And Dara, if you're here, your turn. All right, we'll skip her. I don't know where she went. Did she say where she went?
I should take care of a kiddo like
All
her
right.
instead.
Meliodas.
All right, so now that I'm done tripping and my shield is on my back, I'm gonna try to utilize some of the obstacles and use my acrobatics to try to get closer to him.
Didn't you just use your acrobatics last time?
No, I used athletics.
Athletics, okay.
Oh God, 6.
as you get up, you feel like you bust your knee and it's hurting real bad, and you're just slow to get up, and you're like, God, that hurt. Oh my gosh.
This is gonna be a terrible night.
Emmerich runs some more. He dodged some under a table and all this. Alan! Remember, if you fail this, you're out of the race.
Yeah, since I've already fallen back a couple of times and I'm sort of towards the back of the pack, I guess, I'm just going to use stealth to try and sort of like make sure he doesn't see where I'm coming from and just sort of stick to the side a little bit more.
Didn't you use stealth last time?
No, I used acrobatics, try and climb up something.
No, before that. The very first one, didn't use stealth.
No, I used perception to see if I could find.
Oh, perception. Okay, someone used stealth. I don't remember who it was. All right.
Adira mentioned using stealth, but I don't think she actually did.
Okay, that's what they're doing. All right.
It probably won't make a difference anyway. I'll probably fail this one again. I would get it.
It's your strong suit. You better not.
Well, a natural one is not going to do me any favors.
Not only you try to stealth into, you see the shadows, you just like cartoon wise fall right, like run face first into a wall, and you're like flat up against the wall and you fall down. Now you're out of the race. Grinlia.
All right.
Straight roll this time.
Yep. All right. I would like to use my survival skill as I round around the alley to see if I can spot any like crates that were knocked over in his haste or footprints or anything like that.
Yep.
That's a natural one for 6.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. No, that's a 7. It's 12, but that's still not enough. But
Yeah, it's not enough. You lose track of them while, you know, Shadow's stuck. You can't get through this alley because it's too tight. So you pursue on after him afterwards, and you just can't pick up the trail. You're like, darn, where did he go? Dominos. Yeah, 1 success, 1 failure.
Yeah, I think if he's not listening to the shadows, so we put all the effort in to creating like a big shadow in front of him to really impose on him, so that will be a performance that will make him stop. So I'm doing a performance check.
Okay.
With a 7.
Oh, he sadly turned the corner, ran down an alley, and you cannot see him, so you have a failure. All right, Dara, welcome back. So you missed your last one, so get to do two things. Otherwise, I should make you fall out automatically. But yeah. So you go ahead and take your last turn and this turn.
Shit.
Shit is not a skill.
I'll just do another acrobatics throw.
You have to choose a different one.
Shit. Okay.
That was the clause. You have to choose a different one each time.
Okay, I'll go with the stealth throw to see if there's a way I can get up closer behind him so he doesn't notice me.
Okay.
17.
You succeed as you heard Grinley say he went down this alley. You smart enough to take another alley, try to cut him off. Go and roll your second one. You have 1 success, 1 failure.
And then I'll do a deception throw to make him think that there's an obstacle further ahead of him.
Okay.
I got a spell that can do that, so.
Okay. You can use your spells as a description too, so.
Oh. Yeah. 8.
As you try to cast your spell to make him think there's a bots, he sees right through it, continues running, and that is 1 failure. So you 2 failures now, 1 success. Melodus, if you fail again, you are out of the race.
This I know. All right. All right, this time I'm gonna use intimidation, and I'm gonna try to take my javelin and throw it over him to the point where it stops right in front of him, because I'm that good with my spears. and then have him halt right there.
All right.
You tell him, baby bear. And pretty sure I pressed the roll button. Oh my god, what is with me today?
You just totally misjudged your throw, and as you do it, it bing right on like a balcony, and it doesn't land where it is, and you have now fallen out of the race.
Terrible.
Alan's out of the race. So Grinlia, 2 successes, 1 failure.
All right. So, okay. After having not seen it, been able to track him through the alley, I want to use insight to try and figure out like where he might have gone. Maybe he scaled the side of the wall, and I want to try and think about different options he might have taken.
Okay.
$18.
You found him. He turned around and he was kind of like hiding behind his bots. You found him. All right, what do you...
Stop right there.
Let me go, please. Let me go, please.
Shadow's just like hackles raised, just like...
Shadow's not there. He fell off.
Time up.
Huh?
Time up. Whip him.
Grinley, what are you gonna do? You're one of... You caught him.
All right. I'm gonna... I don't think I have any rope. Let me check. Everyone has rope to start, don't they?
Oh, depends on what kind of gear you choose.
All right. So first thing I'm gonna do, yes, I have rope. So I'm going to
tie him up.
His hands. I'm gonna tie his hands up.
Give me a strength check.
I'm gonna be yelling for the rest of the crew the whole time, like, he's in here, I've got him. If you're done bumbling around.
Roll me a strength check.
Oh, natural 20.
Total of
19.
19. He shoves you off. You roll the 18 plus 1. It's not you're not hitting him, so it's a skill check. So.
All right, someone who's in here.
Stab him in the neck.
Stab him,
and then tie him up.
Oh no.
Give me another strength check.
When he throws me off, I'm going to immediately pull the wand off my belt and do Wand of Smiles at him.
Well, he just threw a punch at you with a natural 20.
What a rude person.
Because y'all took his dagger. You don't have anything to stab you with.
All right. I got an 11 on my strength. Didn't you tell me to roll again?
Yeah, but you rolled a natural 20. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as he punches you in the face and takes off running again. So we pick up where Dominos.
Do I still have to hunt him down?
Yep. So we're just picking up where we left off with chasing.
I've been yelling. I was in the alley yelling.
What do I do? I will use my connection, even though the shadows couldn't hunt him.
Oh, by the way, I will say this. I don't want to interrupt. Anybody that was knocked out, you get 1 try left back because they gave you a round to catch up. So get one failure or erased. If that makes sense. So everybody that knocked out is back in.
Okay. So even though they couldn't convince him to stay, they at least then report it back to me where he is. So I can use my Arcana to have this connection to know where he is and to know where I have to go.
Yep.
What was it? 20? 18.
Nice. They tell you exactly where you start taking off. Now you have no success. So you have 2 and 1 now, right?
Yeah.
All right. Adira.
I'm gonna do an investigation check to see if there's a way that we can get around and find a quicker way to get to him.
All right. That is a failure. So you're back down to 2 failures. No, Otis, get 1 shot.
Oh boy, with the way that I've been rolling today, I'm not sure how that's gonna work. All right, I'm gonna. Actually, I already used that one, so I didn't already use acrobatics. I did use acrobatics. I used acrobatics, athletics, and intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
And he's currently up high, right?
Oh no, he's just. What do you mean up high?
I thought that
He's just running away. He's running away.
Oh, he's now running away. Okay.
He's been running away. This is a chase scene.
All right. Oof. No, I didn't use performance, did I? Well, performance isn't something that I can swindle him into. Well, I'm gonna try to persuade him to stop, because sooner or later we're gonna catch up to him, and it's 7 against 1. So
roll it.
Oh, finally. 22.
You get yourself back up, feeling defeated, and you're like, you hear Grinley shout out, "He's right out of it! Oh, stop!" and charge. So you get 1 success. What's on it? Right. Fallon, you get 1 chance.
I'm gonna catch up to Shadow, and I want to try and ask Shadow if he knows where Grenia went. So I want to use my animal handling for that.
Okay.
Come on, there's no way I can fail 4 times in a row, right? Oh my god, I just rolled.
Is that your first D&D session?
I know, rolled a natural 3, so that's an 8.
Yeah, fell out of the race again.
Shadow, you are useless.
Grinley, you're the closest. You see him run to the upper city. And the upper city is guarded by this gate. You have 1 chance to grab him before he gets to the gate.
Well, I'm casting Thorn Whip then, and I'm gonna try and whip it out. And if I catch him, he'll get pulled back toward me.
Well, you have to put it in a skill check. Arcana or something.
Can you just use an attack action? If you
No, he started running, so it chases back on again.
I don't know. I guess if I can't attack him.
It's a spell, right? So
Yeah.
you could use Arcana.
Right, my Arcana is not very good though. But let's see. Or nature, I guess nature maybe?
Yeah, it's a nature spell.
Yeah.
You're a druid.
Okay, so I'll just do a nature check then, I guess, instead of casting the spell. I don't know. Do you want me to just do a nature check instead?
That has to be a skill because it's a chase.
Okay. I'll do nature then. Well,
as you try to do it, you feel like he's in range. As soon as you do it, it barely misses him, and he makes it to the gate. And Dominos, you know that the higher city is more of the wealthiest people, and there's a gate there cutting it off from the lower city, and he goes through the gate. You know this gate is manned by city guards. There's about 20 of them. But you also do know that a flaming fist can come and go. Oh, and you also know the Van Pillar Villa is in the northern city, or upper city. I keep saying north.
Flash your badges.
Oh. Y'all catch up to Grinlia. Now the chase is over. What do y'all want to do?
So he got away, is that what it is?
Yeah, he made it to the gate. So y'all make it up to Grinlia, and she tells you that he made it through the gate to the upper city. Like I said, I told you, Dominus, what you know.
Yeah. We can follow him into the upper city. I assume he's going to the villa of his family to find a hideout there.
Probably warn them that we're on our way as well.
Yes.
I think any kind of element of surprise that we ever once had is now gone. Also, I don't know about you guys, but I'm still feeling quite roughed up from the last fight we have. I don't know if I'm ready to just jump into territory where we're very much not wanted.
I guess the idea is, I mean, how much can we really do if we chase him right now versus if we rest, get a strategy together, we might have a better chance? I don't know. I feel like we're screwed either way.
I mean, if we rest, technically he rests.
Yeah, the time that we use now, he will have as well for preparation.
Yep.
So whatever we do will be wrong.
Elwood, you're still back at the pretty much torn down, slightly burned to a crisp tavern with Rhea and Mortlock. As you see Mortlock getting up and trying to straighten himself back up, what would you like to do?
I'd like to find a nice pile of the burned down spot and like turn away from them and I pee on the building. So I was like, damn this building. I'm glad it's burning.
Make a constitution check to see if you need to pee.
Constitution check.
You don't have to. Yeah, you can do that. All right, you just turn around, start. You whip it out, and then you start peeing.
That's right.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. All right, Ray is like, "What are you doing?"
Like, I hate this building. I'm glad it's gone. Pissing on its grave.
Where did the others go?
I put myself back together and like, I don't know.
More loud screams. Help! Help! Ray turns and gives chases to the back alley. You follow?
I guess. I don't know what's going on.
They chased it after me. Blew me and took off.
Okay. Let's go.
All right, they ready himself up. You can start making your way, and more or less, he's probably going back to the villa, our mom's place in upper city.
I'm like, okay, lead the way.
I can lead you to the upper city gate where y'all have to enter, but I'm not
Good
going.
enough. Good enough for me, bud.
All right. As he leads y'all away, you eventually see the rest of the party standing there trying to figure out what they're going to do. And you roll up with Freya and Mortlock.
Okay.
Mortlock says, "This is as far as I go. If I go back in there, I'm a dead man. So I'm gonna grab grab the nearest boat and get out of here." If nobody says anything, that's what he's gonna do. So,
Yeah, bye. Thanks for your help.
bye. He walks off into the night. What would y'all like to do?
Do I know about like a place that is very close to the villa where we could find some rest or even like have a look at the villa from the outside? The good old CIA watching them through the window kind of shit.
Your place that the Flaming Fist has provided is in Upper City, but it's not that close to the villa, no. Yeah, you have like studio apartments, if you will.
We're gonna have a sleepover at Domino's house.
That's if he chooses to tell you guys.
Don't touch my pawn collection. Yeah, we could go there to rest, but I feel we should have an eye on the villa to see whether there's something going on or they make some preparations. What we could do is we could send someone in to spy around.
We could go in teams.
I can make one of you guys, probably the shady elf over there, merge with the shadows for up to an hour, so you won't be visible to any of the guards. It gives you the time to have your nose around a little bit, so we can use this to make a plan and have an advantage that they don't know about.
When you say shady elf,
I was about to say the same thing. Which of us?
Which one?
I was like,
The most shady one of them, the thief.
okay, I figured it was gonna be him.
Yeah, I could have a look again. Yeah, I think we don't want to give them too much time. I'm still pretty beat up, but like if I'm just sneaking around the shadows, I'm happy to see what I can find.
Grania will reach over. She'll do cure wounds on you.
Rhea speaks up. She says, "I'll be willing to go and try to scope out the area if you like."
9 HP back?
How light are you on your feet?
Everyone or who?
That's for Talon.
You've just doubled my health, so appreciate it.
Yep. So what are we doing?
I do also have...
How light are you on your feet, Rhea?
Like how much?
Yeah, basically asking her what is like her stealth and stuff, because I'm sure she will need it in the house, even if she's invisible.
Let me pull up her character sheet real quick, and she can respond appropriately. She will. You also can notice that she has like chainmail on, so you know that any kind of stealth check says she might have to do, you know, it won't be that great.
Yeah. Still, I think we should send the one person who is known for his stealthiness.
I do also have a high sleight of hand as well if I want to like try and steal a key or something like that, just to...
Yeah, leave a door open for us. That would be great.
Yeah, she says, I mean, I'm willing to go until y'all get a full rest.
I mean, I only need to trance as well, so I could we could quickly go have a look, and then I can get back and have the 4-hour long rest.
Okay. All right. If that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
let me know
that's
what y'all
fine.
doing. So I guess Dominus is inviting you guys to stay at his place.
Yes.
Okay, Valen. All right. Let's do this. I'm going
We won't have any
to.
issues actually getting into the city because we've got the badges, right?
No, oh yeah, you're still in Lower City. So if you once you walk up to the main gate, you see the 20 guards. Dominus knows if you just show your Flaming Fist badge, they let you in without any issues.
So show them my badge and make everyone show theirs as well.
Everybody has a badge, so unless y'all got rid of it. Alrighty. As you head up to Dominus's place, y'all can go ahead and get settled in there. Valen. Can't really just show you without everybody else, so.
So Thalen already going to the villa.
Yep, Valen. Yes.
Is Damas casting invisibility on me before we leave?
Yeah, I think we go past the villa, so I can cast you into the shadows, and
That's
then
right,
we
I
go
mean-
to my place with the rest of them. Maybe leave Rhea there just to wait for you. So just in case something goes south, that she's there to tell us that you've died.
I appreciate the confidence you have.
So, Valen, as you kind of give me a couple stealth checks. Give me a stealth check first.
Damas, what do I get from your spell?
So you merge with the shadows, so the people will not see you, and it's taking up to an hour while my concentration holds, and I will keep the concentration up until then.
But it doesn't give me like advantage on stealth checks or anything like that.
No,
Okay.
What's the spell?
but you can't target someone with an attack or cast a spell. It's called invisibility, very creatively.
Oh yeah, you give him
You get
in.
advantage if you're invisible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's on the Dungeon Master, I think. It doesn't say that it does it, but
It all
probably
depends on who's trying to find him, so that would depend on that.
Yeah.
So yes, you will get in this instance. You will get advantage if you're invisible.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But
then
again, don't
25.
attack and don't cast a spell, and
Is-
you'll be fine.
Is there a range on that spell, Dominos, to maintain concentration? Okay.
No, it just says up to an hour. No.
Okay. So you
Nothing
just
else.
do it. All right.
Yeah.
Who dropped out?
What did?
Oh. All right. Dallin, go ahead and did you already roll your stealth check?
Yeah. So I got 25 on the first one.
Oh, roll crap. All right. You see, this is what you see. You see the Vampiller Villa, pretty much what the outside looks like. It has a exterior wall, 2 entrances, one in the front, one in the back. You see another building off in the back. You're not quite sure what that is unless you want to try to go in and see more. You see 3 sets of guards of 3, which is a total of 9 guards doing patrol around outside the building, patrolling the fence line.
Okay. So currently, I can't. I have no idea what the inside looks like. I can just see from the outside. So I want to get closer and sort of, I want to like climb up that tree, and then try and get in through one of the.
Well, the
second
tree's
floor
on the
windows.
inside of the wall. You have to climb over the wall first. The wall is 10 feet high.
Okay. So I'll give that a go. I'll try and like time it just so that I can see where wait until some of the patrols have gone past, and then try and climb over the wall.
And for my actual board, there's no trees, by the way. There's no
Okay,
trees.
all right.
Well, yeah, designed the actual villa. Don't try to climb up.
Yeah.
It's 10 feet high. All right, give it a roll strength check with disadvantage.
Can I not do acrobatics? Is it?
Or strength or acrobatics, either or. It would be disadvantage because it's so high up.
Okay. So I'll do acrobatics. That's a 7.
You just can't quite find a hole to climb up.
Okay. So I'm going to take a step back, sort of retreat back, and I'll do a sort of circuit around and see which door looks the quietest, like which door looks the smallest. And whichever one
they're all about the same size.
Okay.
They're all double doored. There's like 2 doors for the entrance.
Alright. So I'll go around the back then. So yeah, so you've got one that size has 2 doors, one that has 1 door, right?
Let's do this. Mouse. Let's do this. Yes. Which side are you on?
So, let's say I've gone around. So yeah, so it looks like I guess the west side. It looks like that's the front. So I'm going to go around to the east side. I don't know if the perspective is the same for you. I can't see where you're pointing.
Here. Here. Got the doors back.
You do. Okay, sorry, you just lagged out of it, so I can't see. The sort of the right hand side. Actually, yeah, let's do the right hand side. And then are those guards like, are they moving at all, or are they just standing still?
Round by round. First round. So or the group of cars just walk by.
Yeah. So now that they've walked by, I want to try and open that and sneak through that door that's just in front of me in that bottom right.
Oh yeah, you're invisible, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally forgot this thing was over here. Alright, so you're invisible. That. You want to try to go through the door?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're in the door. As these people are starting to come around, are you leaving the door open or shutting it?
No, I close it behind me.
All right. Where are you headed to?
So I'm gonna sort of go anti-clockwise around until I just come across the first door. So is that
This way? How much money you have? You have 30, right?
Yeah. Are there The door.
There's no doors right here. For your knowledge and not player knowledge, you have a door back here, and you have the 2 doors up front.
Okay, right. So I'm going to the back one. So. I'll kind of. I won't stand on the path, but I'll just try and just walk past this patrol group very, very.
Give me stealth with advantage.
Ooh. It's 27.
Oh yeah, you make it just fine. Make it pass without anything amiss.
That's...
What do you do?
I'm somewhat curious about that little bit. I'll leave that little bit in for the time being. I'm going to just keep heading to the door that's on this side.
All right. You get around here. You see, it's kind of like a porch area. There's a cover here.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a shed, but it's like an entryway back. And there's a single door there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wait for this patrol group to sort of walk past. Yeah.
As another one's coming around the bend over here. You're at the door. What do you do?
I'm gonna push it open, but very slightly push it open and try and.
You try to open it, but it's locked.
Then I'm going to try and pick the lock.
Right. Try to pick the lock. Slide a hand check.
That is an 18.
Nice.
As you get the tumblers in there, you know there's just one more tumbler left, but you can't quite get it to unlock it.
Is there any way I can try again, or is that it?
If you try again, be disadvantage.
Okay, I'll try again. I've got a plus 11.
Okay.
So I think
Just let you know it's a high DC on this, obviously. So
yeah. I'll try it one more time, and then with disadvantage. Yeah.
Okay.
2 natural 20s, easy. 17.
So close. She's like, I can feel it, but I just can't quite get it.
Okay. So plan B, I'm gonna just sort of wait in this little sheltered area. I'm gonna wait for one of the patrol groups to come past and then see if I can snatch a key off of one of their belts.
Okay. You have about 30 minutes left of
Okay.
Your invisibility. You said you're gonna try. They're walking, they're not stopped. They're not stopping at any point.
So I think that, yeah, but in my mind that'll make it easier because they'll feel like if they're walking, they won't necessarily feel like a little.
So you're invisible, but they're moving. So just give me a straight roll. Normally it'd be an advantage because you're invisible, but since they're walking, I'm just gonna make it a straight roll.
Okay. Come on. I'm deeply sorry to everyone, but that's a 12. But it's a natural 1 plus 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh! As you do this, as you're trying to reach for like the belt, You kind of miss, and I'm just going to say you grabbed her ass.
I was
know-
just gonna say you slap his ass.
Yeah. Another one turns around and is like, hey, why are you slapping my ass? It wasn't me, bro. Bro, I just felt somebody slap my ass, bro. Give me a stealth.
Slink back into the shadows.
Give me a stealth check. Straight roll this time. Straight roll.
The arse slapping kind of ruins a lot of the invisibility stuff.
I didn't make you invincible to like harass people, you know.
So now I get the natural 20. Now that I've just assaulted.
Oh, you
someone
needed
for
it
no
because
reason.
you needed that because one of them rolled a natural 19. So
Playing grab ass.
like, you know, it was like, stop. We got a job to do. Stop grabbing his ass. Keep on moving, and they start moving off.
Just to everyone watching, we're not endorsing felons non-consensual touching of people, even if he rolls high on it.
So, at this point, what are you doing? You got you got probably about 20 minutes left of your invisibility.
Okay. While I'm here, if everything else has failed, I'm just going to try the little outhouse in the corner and see if I can get through that door.
Get there. These guys. It's not an outhouse. So you know. Give me a perception check as you head there.
No.
Sir Treasure House.
That is a 22.
You're clinking, like banging. You recognize the sounds familiar to like a blacksmith shop, like a forge.
Okay. There are no windows or anything outside the sound.
No, there's no windows. And you hear multiple of those.
I don't know how inviting. I feel like I've come all this way. I feel like I should probably try at least peeking my head in and seeing what's going on in there.
So you're gonna crack the door.
Yeah.
Oh, the light did work.
Hmm.
So you see a full forge in here, and this guy's hammering away in this bill. And got the door open. He looks up. Hello? Anyone there? You see 4 horses. Stables.
What is there to seal?
Well, I feel like if I open the door anymore, I feel like the jig is up slightly.
There we go.
So what do I say? I just see this guy working on something.
Yeah, he's hammering some like horseshoes. You see some tools for blacksmithing on the table. He's already looked up. It's like, anyone there? He starts walking over.
Okay, yeah, I go in and close the door behind me.
You're closing the door as he's walking to it.
I go inside and close the door behind me.
Trying to go inside,
Yeah.
right where he's in the space.
I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna.
You have to make a decision. If you go in the door, you'll be pretty much essentially running into him because he's right in front of the door.
No, okay. I think I've got to head out. I think this is it's already getting. It's gone bad enough so far. Everything I've tried has gone bad. I think it's a sign that I've got to.
As he's saying this too, these guys turn around.
Yeah. So I'm making a beeline straight for the nearest door to me that's going out.
That one right here?
Yeah.
All right. Give me another stealth check. So. Who's there?
It's just been a comedy of errors here.
Who's there? And this guy. It's just us, old man. Go back to work.
22.
Yeah, you good. You trying to exit the door now?
Yeah.
Crack it just enough to slip out, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. Close it behind me.
Yeah. All right, cool.
And I'm assuming Dominus told me where he lived, or otherwise I'm just lost in this.
Oh, Dominus, did you tell where you live?
Yeah. I gave him the address of a place on the other end of town. Goodbye.
But I was meeting up because we said Rhea was waiting for me as well.
Yeah.
So at least the two of us will work it out.
Alrighty, so you what is the other party doing while he's gone? Does anybody want to talk, roleplay, or do anything? What would y'all like to do?
I
The
assume I
blacksmith
lead
be
them to
done
my...
yet?
Huh?
Dominus can go first.
Yeah, I think I'd lead the people to my place, but where do you want to go to? A blacksmith?
Yeah, has he done with our stuff yet? I don't remember how long it's been.
It's been 1 day.
Okay, how many days were we supposed to wait?
Some were for 2 days. A couple things were for 3 days.
Okay.
Like I believe the enchanting was 3 days. It take 3 days to make Shadow's armor, and your rapier was 2 days.
Okay. One more day. Let's go to sleep, guys.
Y'all want to do?
So I guess I'll lead them to my place.
Woohoo, sleepover.
Yeah.
Or you get to your place. It's nothing fancy. I don't have anything built for you. You can describe what your place looks like, Dominus.
The Batcave. Okay.
What's your place look like?
So I lead you into my chambers, which are, as you said, they're not very fancy. They're not.
Ew, his chambers.
My chambers. It's kind of dark in there. Like I placed some wood over all the windows, so the only light in there is like from some candles and a fireplace. I make fire for you guys. So that.
Do you have fangs too?
Yeah, and you see like at the just at the ceiling, you see like the place where I put my feet so I can sleep upside down. No, but you see once the fire is on, you see like there's like the bed in the corner, which looks very much untouched, and a large desk on the side next to the fireplace. And all over the walls, you see like writings and maps that I wrote, that I painted on there and made connections between places, and just notes in different languages and things like that. So it's all a little bit spooky. There's in the corner, there's like one big cupboard where I probably hold my belongings, at a chest, but not much else. Some stuff lying on the floor around, some looks almost like religious or arcane objects. All seem to have like a very dark theme. So it's a very inviting place, very lovely.
You should hire some housekeeping while you're away.
Probably should. So I'm just going in there and say, this is my place. Make yourself at home, but don't touch anything.
What about the bed?
The bed is just for me. But I point over to like, there's like a little broader area. There's like like an armchair and a small table, and if you put them to the side, there's enough space on the ground so that everyone can sleep there on their mats.
Yes. Are you sure you don't want cuddles?
I'm fine, thank you.
2 bodies keep you warm.
Shadow's like, starts rubbing up against Dominos.
Oh, dinner is here. Great. There we go.
Alrighty.
Also point to what, like the kitchen area. They said that the Flaming Fist is always keeping a good stock of food here for me, so you can just go and have yourself some food. I'm a miserable cook, so you better buy yourself.
About this time, after y'all gather there, after quite some time comes by, Thalene, you arrive at the residence of Dominos.
Breath and utterly miserable when I gather people haven't gone to sleep yet. But...
No, nobody's asleep yet. It was late evening, but they're just getting settled in. I mean, they can say if they went to bed or not.
I gather everyone.
Yeah, I mean, did somebody let you in the house? You just got up to the door.
Oh, okay. I just really fed up, just kind of banging on the door.
Yeah. Do you have the password?
Okay, I tried to pick the lock. I've already failed once. I'm trying to pick the lock.
I'm very sad about his lack of humor and let him in.
As I've already laid out all my tools on the ground, picking out which one.
The one time I'm trying to be funny. Get your ass in.
Wow, he's actually cracking jokes now.
It's the comfort of my home. What can I do?
Yeah, Rhea and I go on inside, and yeah, so I gather everyone around and I say, like, I don't have much in the way of useful information. It's quite rough, but the villa's surrounded by 4 walls. Each one is 10 foot tall. It's impossible to climb over them. I've tried, unless you're more athletic than I am. I saw there were 9 guards on patrol, 3 groups of 3. I snuck past them fairly easily thanks to Dominos' help. But I couldn't actually get into the villa itself. The lock was... I couldn't get through the lock in time. And let's just say the guards were resistant to me taking a key off of them. There's a small forge in the corner where there's a old man guarding, looking after some horses. A little stable there. I don't know if that's going to be particularly useful to us. He didn't seem to be treated too well by the guards, but by the time I, came across him, it was getting, to the point where I needed to leave. So I didn't have the chance to ask him any questions. That's kind of all the information I got. I know it's a bit disappointing, but...
Quite disappointing indeed. Do you know how many guards there were?
No,
there were 9 outside. I don't know if there were any more inside.
How did they look? Are they a match for us?
Do I have an answer to
that? You just look at standard people guarding on patrolling. You can't really get you saw them carrying a shield and a spear.
So I say it was quite dark. I couldn't make out how strong they were or how good they were at fighting. But they each had a sword and a spear. Looked like your average run-of-the-mill patrolling guard sort of thing. Yeah. As I'm saying this, I'm inching slowly towards the bed because I'm very ready to just collapse and have a good night's sleep.
I give you a very decisive glance seeing you coming closer to the bed.
Anybody
Go
else
ahead.
want to see this play out? Sounds like an interesting fight.
I look back and forth between the bed and Avernus, and then walk over to the area of the floor that he's set out so kindly for us.
Good choice. Won't let you into my bat without buying me dinner food.
I sit down on the floor and just start trancing just because I think I need a bit of rest. Get into my meditation state. Just get some sleep. I'm kind of done.
Yeah, I would propose we all go to sleep at some point.
Do we need to do a watch of sorts? I mean...
No,
don't
this
know if
house
that's-
is, I think, is guarded by the Flaming Fist.
Alright.
It's like a safe house kind of thing. I think we should be alright.
All right. So is everybody going to take a long rest?
Yes.
All right.
I
At
think
that
there's
point,
not much planning.
At this point, I think we're going to take our break. We'll be back in 10 minutes. You guys go and hit your long rest button, gain all your spell slots back, go back up to full health, all that good stuff. And we'll be back in 10 minutes. We have everybody back now. I think I don't know where Grinley is at, but hope she'll be back here in a second. And camera pans back in. Nice little, like a chilly morning. Got some rain coming down a little bit, sprinkling. It's not like a downpour or anything. And y'all wake up and the day is yours. What would you all like to do?
So we fully rested.
Y'all get your long rest without any issue. You're in the comforts of Domino's home. And the bad guys don't know where he lives, and they barely know anything about you. Other than Emmerich, maybe. So, the day's yours. What would you like to do?
Is the blacksmith done with my sword now?
Just told you 2 days, so probably in the afternoon of today. And you have to go back down to the lower city to go get it.
How long would that take me to get there?
Good 2-3 hours.
Would be done in 2 to 3 hours?
Maybe we should just wait till tomorrow and pick everything up at once.
Oh
That
man.
would be the smarter idea.
I'll see you guys later.
Are you leaving to go down, get your sword?
No.
Oh.
No. I'll wait a little bit longer. A little bit. A little bit.
Always
A
has
little
to give
bit.
sandpaper to the group.
All right, what are y'all doing?
Well, I think our best option would be to figure out how the hell we're going to get into the villa without getting detected before we split off.
Now, I can make us all very stealthy if we want to do that. You just have to stay kind of close to me, but I can make us all pretty stealthy.
If we want to
You want a
create a
snake?
distraction, there are 4 horses in that little stable inside the villa walls. If we find a way to release them, I
like
wonder
that
if
idea a
they'll
lot
try and
better.
get the guards to chase after them, and then that'll give us a bit of an in.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I was going to say, I can cast Disguise Self and try to get in with the guards. See if I can get in that way.
I can also do that.
Again, I could make someone else invisible to start some commotion inside.
Well, maybe that's what we do for Talon, since he's so sneaky anyway. Perhaps
All
I-
we really have to do is just grab another guard's butt.
Yeah, we
We
just
could go
try
in and
that.
release the horses, and then the rest of us can like creep in.
No, I think plan A should be, as always, sexual assault.
What? Terrible.
You can grab the ass of the horses, maybe that works.
You guys can do the mission without me.
I mean, that might backfire on us, though. That might backfire because one grabs the other's butt and then the other one actually likes it. That might not work for us.
I had freaking manacles on me. Oh, anyway.
No fondling of the animals.
Oh, that's where we draw the line with the horses. Good.
And no bestiality, please.
Sorry, Shadow.
You missed it. They were talking about dismembering earlier.
Reyes face up. Is there any way somebody can disguise themselves to look like a family member or something? I know I don't personally, but do you guys?
Two of us can, right? I can for an hour.
I cannot.
Same for an hour.
Where's Mortlock gone?
He left.
He went on the boat. Remember? He got on a boat, right?
None of us said anything to stop him, and so he left on a boat.
Yeah, he said he couldn't come back to the city. It was a death sentence.
Did he give us directions at the least of it on how to get to the villa before?
Well, yeah, that's how we found it. We went there already. And dropped Dallin off on the way, didn't we?
And he did some scouting.
Yeah.
The bare minimum amount of scouting. I was
interested in playing grab ass with the guards.
Yeah, I quite like the idea of releasing the horses and seeing if we can get the guards to chase after them.
I do too.
I think that'd be a good distraction.
And then we can all get in there.
Yeah, get in there.
I'm assuming everybody ate breakfast, ate some rations or something.
Yeah, I rummaged through his cupboards.
Domino said we could eat his food, so that's what I did.
We helped ourselves.
I have my daily breakfast of unicorn Fruit Loops.
Why am I not surprised?
You have 4 sets of rations in your cupboards.
Good. I will take one, and the rest can share the rest.
Cool. So we split half the rations between us, other than Domino's greedy ass.
All right, what do y'all do?
We eat.
And
we feast.
While forming a plan, what's the plan?
Based on rations.
Right. So I mean, obviously, we come to the consensus that we are going to release the horses?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And so now that we're done eating and we've formulated our plans, shall we head out?
Well, wait, hold on. How do we get in? You said there's a big wall, but the gate's, like, guarded, I suppose. Is that what you observed?
There's a big wall. The wall has 4 doors in it, I think. That I saw.
3 doors.
The outer wall have 4 doors.
There's 3 outdoor. There's 3 doors to the outside wall, and there's another door to get into the stables / armory, whatever, the forge from the inside of the wall.
So the outer wall has 3 doors in it.
Yeah, 2 up front, 1 in the back.
Mm-hmm. They weren't locked. I just opened it, snuck in. Because there's 3 patrols, there'll always be one set of guards that are quite near the doors. But if you're disguised as a guard and you just walk straight out, or if one of us is invisible, I think we should be okay.
What do you think?
How long does it take the guards to get from around the building? Would Dallin know that?
Because I saw them move. I saw them move like in 1 turn. They probably did maybe 1/6. So maybe it would take like 6 turns. So maybe about a minute for them to do a full loop. Does that math check out? Maybe like 6 to 10 turns. So that's.
You saw them move about 30 feet each section, so about 30 feet. But it's a continuous patrol, so at any given time, there's always somebody on almost like if you were to like almost 360 a building. That's pretty much what it looked like. So.
How many were there?
3 groups of 3.
I say we just fuck them up. Let's just.
Well, I mean, it's unlikely that all 9 are going to respond to the horses, but perhaps a couple will. Maybe one group. But I doubt it's going to get the attention of all 9 guards. So maybe we need a 2-pronged approach. Maybe we need 2 distractions.
I think we hide in the building where the horses are, release the horses, hope they chase it, hope someone else comes into the building to check out what happened, and we ambush those ones, hopefully kill them, and then go out and kill the remainders.
We're feeling rather aggressive today, aren't we?
Does he have the dagger on him?
No.
No.
Who has that
I
anyways?
figured I would ask.
It's in the bag of holding. I have it.
What do you mean this
Wait,
one?
yeah. Too much.
I mean, the problem is we don't know who's inside.
Right.
the villa.
And I don't think it's a good idea to necessarily alert everyone that there's someone who could kill them on property.
Okay, so little thought process. Why don't we send Thalon in to scout one more time and see if he can do a little more scouting and a little less grab ass?
Yes, because we may find out that not all 18 guards are roaming all at once. They may do shifts.
Well, and heck, we could.
Mid swings and days.
Well, I mean, we could even get lucky and see if there could be nobody in the villa. Which, I mean, if we need to get in there to search,
Yeah.
it could work out.
Well, we
too.
start from there. Do the hourly invisibility to let him scout out for that bit of time, and then go from there with the thought process that we still have one edge of the plan out, and that's to release the horses. But we got to figure out if that's going to actually cause any commotion in the first place.
So I still think, I think we could try scouting again, and it might work better this time. If it does, I don't really know what we're going to do with the extra information. I think the more time we spend like messing around, like the higher chance there is for things to go wrong.
Let's go in and kill her.
Visible.
I think we try
Yes.
to get in undetected if possible.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm pretty sure that Amric is still, pretty much has it in his mind that we're probably still going to come after him. And we're
They're gonna be
going
on
to
high
try to
alert.
find a way. And
I
so...
don't know. It didn't seem to be on ridiculously high. Like they had 9 guards patrolling. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if that's
It's probably doubled now.
Exactly. Why best to scout first?
Was there windows on the ground level of the main building?
Were there?
Yes. Yeah, there was.
And
One,
you didn't
two,
think about looking
Try the
into them.
windows.
four,
I'm
five.
good at taking things. I'm not necessarily good at scouting things out. That's not my specialty.
You know, if you could
You're
actually get
sneaky.
in.
What kind of cat burglar are you?
Also, I'm not good at taking things. I failed at taking the guy's keys. But no one called me out on that, so.
Can we make the lockpicking easier for you? Do you need like better equipment or something?
I mean, my equipment's right, but some moral support would probably help me out. I think also, I slightly rushed.
Put on a cheerleader outfit. Fallon, he's our man.
Now,
Okay.
is there a way for you to utilize maybe a fired arrow, like an arrow with fire on it, to cause that type of distraction? Is your range that good that you can somehow light up one area of the building to where all of them get distracted, not just a few of them?
We could shoot a few arrows up.
Listen, I
So
could
what
start
you're
a
saying
fire
is we
somewhere.
need to commit arson to get everybody
Yes.
on the other
Let's
side.
start a fire.
It's a thought. Or does someone have enough conjuring ability to make something happen that distracts all of them for a bit of time? One of our
Isn't there a
sorcerers?
song that says, "Let's start a fire"?
I like the fire idea though.
I like it more.
It
Okay,
was a thought.
or What if
I'm checking my
we're
gear.
guards and we've captured you sneaking around and we bring you in? Oh, but we don't know what any of the guards look like.
Yeah, that would be the main problem there.
Well, I mean, that
I got a tinder box.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my tinder box and my torch. I'm like, let's go, guys.
This is gonna be interesting for me. What are y'all doing?
Yep, he's trying to think of what he can do against these.
No, I'm just trying to think of how they were going to react, whatever y'all decide to do. But y'all haven't decided anything. Y'all keep looping around.
Well, we're thinking here. All right.
Well, it's either we let the horses loose or we commit arson. That's basically
think-
the two solid ideas we
Let's
have right
light
now.
the horses on fire.
Oh my
Oh.
God! What is wrong with you?
I had a long day at work.
Actually, little tweak to his idea. Why don't, instead of trying to figure out how to get them all clustered into one area, instead of lighting the horses on fire, why don't we just start a fire in the barn or the stables?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if he can shoot an arrow with fire on it in an area that causes a big enough fire for all of them to have to rush to it, it'll give us time to sneak past them.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Wait, does the stable? It's around the periphery, or is it inside the wall?
I think it's inside the wall. I
It's
thought.
inside the
All
wall.
It's
the way
kinda-
inside.
It's kind of part of the wall, like the wall meets the stable area, and it's like it kind of forms into the stable. So the stable's kind of part of the wall.
Okay.
It's all stone.
So, perhaps we throw a Molotov through the door or through the window or something.
We got booths.
Wait a minute.
Window of what?
Or the stable.
The stable doesn't have any windows. It only has this one door.
They're on the roof.
Well, it's made of stone
Front
anyway,
door.
Yeah.
so I don't think
The
that's
roof
gonna
made
work.
of stone.
The stable is.
The roof, though, of it. The roof.
I imagine so.
I don't think you'd have like stone walls and a thatch roof.
Let's light the horses on fire.
All right.
Have them
we-
drag the fire behind them.
Fallon, make me a perception check for when you were there. I'll go off that.
Yeah, I'm pushing us forward.
I mean, you asked a question, but I don't know if Fallon would know.
With a 22, no? 24. Alright.
24 does.
Yeah, you remember that the roof of the stable was wooden, like a wooden peat
Oh.
stable.
Ooh, okay.
There we go.
You know, not that arson doesn't sound like a great idea, but I did pick up a smoke
Perfect
bomb.
idea.
I did pick up a smoke bomb off of Emmerich before he left. If that would, save us from destroying property further.
Well, and here's the thing too.
Do we
if-
care if we destroy this property?
Well, if it's on fire, they're going to know someone set it. It doesn't just spontaneously combust, and then they're going to come looking for us immediately afterward. Once
Someone
they've put the
conjures an
horses out.
illusion.
If
Someone
they put
conjures
it
an
out,
illusion.
a
that
dragon
leads them out.
blowing fire onto the building.
Someone conjures an illusion that leads them out of the actual perimeter. Long enough for us to get in.
A dragon blowing fire onto the building.
Thank you.
Fire!
I think our best option is let the horses out and then just try and sneak in. I don't know. I mean, of course, setting fire to the place is. I feel for the horses in that case.
All right.
But
Now that we've got an idea of a few things that we could do, can we settle on one thing mainly to make sure that we have to choose one of these? Because we're all a little too.
We're gonna
Confused on
start
what we
doing them
wanna
all
do.
at once.
I mean, we've got one that
One
wants to
big
set fire to
plan.
horses. I just want to conjure up something to make them get out of there. Yeah. How about that?
I can't do that.
Let's start with the actual surveillance. All right, surveillance or reconnaissance. Just go look and see what we're dealing with in the first place. It shouldn't take long.
Rhea steps in because she's been listening to you guys. I like the idea of, trying to distract the guards so we can sneak by them to get into the building. Because we're trying to get in the building, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
I
without being
kind of like
detected.
I kind of like the idea of like a distraction just to draw all the guards over to one side, and then maybe we can get behind them somehow. That's my input. How y'all want to do that is up to you guys, but I like that idea. Maybe get all the guards to like one side or the other side, and then while they're distracted wherever we decide with, we can sneak in behind them.
Yeah, it's just important that we make it look like an accident or whatever, so they're not just running in after us.
Yeah, from what I saw, they kind of didn't treat the stable keeper with a lot of respect anyway. So I think they'd very easily believe that he'd mess up.
Maybe we could get the stable person on our side and be like, listen, we want to take these people down. Can you help us? And maybe he could just release the horses himself for us. I don't know, maybe that's a bad idea.
No, that might work though. If he's not treated exactly the greatest, we could use that to our advantage.
Yeah, but not being treated the greatest and like being willing to turn on your employer and possibly sign your own death sentence are two different things. I'm not sure.
It will be difficult. If it turns out to be loyal, then he will just give us away.
Yeah.
I think the horses are the way to go. Probably. Just set a fire inside there that gets the horses wild, and they will just think it's the stupid blacksmith who's done something wrong and set fire to it. I mean, there's a big furnace, you said.
It does seem like poor planning, putting a forge next to a stable.
Oh,
I mean, and
exactly.
Sparks happen. It's,
Sparks definitely happen.
And there's a lot of straw, I'm sure.
I mean, stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
Well,
there's also to take the fact in consideration he will probably already know, like, hey, if these horses just like get loose and start running around, they're gonna instantly blame me, and I'm going to probably take a beating. And then why would I want to do that?
right.
So
Yeah, I
if
think
there's
maybe
a
fire is
commotion,
what we
there's
could do.
also the chance that Amric is close enough that he knows that we're there, and he's going to alert the guards.
Listen,
You
we're gonna
fool.
plan.
Why we need
Don't
a
worry about
scout
the
to go
horses,
see if
they're
he's
here.
there.
We're just gonna end up killing everyone anyway.
Yeah, most
Yeah,
likely.
buddy.
So are we going in Hellfire and Brimstone?
I mean, what we could do if we go in the evening or in the night, with the same thing I've did with Felon, I can also make the shadows swallow all of us. So I can just let the darkness fall in the place where we go through the door, so anyone looking out of the window wouldn't see us doing it. They would just think, oh, it's particularly dark outside tonight.
Well, if we're gonna wait till night, I'd like to go to the blacksmith and get my sword, so I have my sword for the nighttime.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, at that point, might as well. I mean,
Can I ever get my
perhaps.
spear back?
That's what we're waiting
Part
for.
of the reason why we're going.
Yeah.
So I can't even use my dual-bladed vicious spear?
You have your dual blade vicious spear. You gave him a javelin.
Oh, so then you didn't correct me when I threw my javelin earlier.
You have 5 javelins.
I have 5 javelins?
You start out with 5 javelins. You gave 1, so you still had 4.
Oh, okay.
Did you retrieve the other one? Probably not, so you didn't say it. So now you have 3 left.
I did not say that I retrieved it.
So now you have
Okay.
3 javelins left.
They're cheap anyways.
All right, so if you're gonna go pick up your sword, then perhaps Adira and I can disguise ourselves as like townspeople or whatever, and we can scout with Dallin perhaps while you run across town to do your thing.
We could just pull the whole damsel in distress thing, and that way we could pull some of them out and get that taken care of.
We can use,
Be some floozies. Like, hey, boys.
oh my god.
Sorry.
We can
Let's
use
just throw no
Shadow-
plan into the midst. How about like?
We can use Shadow to play as though he's attacking the damsels and have them come out.
I mean, that's true. Shadow could do that.
Oh, big scary wolf, run away.
A big dire wolf.
I just don't want him to get hurt though, and people would take him out.
Yeah.
It's true. This is what we need to take into account when we do hatch that plan, if we do plan to do so.
I'll remind you that Amaret knows about Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we would do it outside the walls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we can send down Elwood to collect whatever is ready for us, whether it's a sword or if other stuff is also finished, and we can go to there, and I can make Fallon disappear to scout a little bit until Elwood is back, and then we can see whether there's a chance for us to do some extra commotion or not. We just wait until the evening, and then go with the horse / we go under darkness in there. I will just warn you, this will take my power to cast all these things, so it will not be as helpful in the fight after that.
Well, I can also.
Which is the in-game thing for I would spend all my second level spell slots on all these things.
Well, I could make us all stealthy instead.
Yeah, but that's a bit difficult if someone is not quite well with those stealth /
Are you talking about pass without a trace for the whole group?
Yeah,
so
that's what I have.
So it'd be a group average.
Oof.
I mean, it's pretty good. It adds 10 to your roll.
I'm fine with getting my spell slots out. I can get one of them back with my magic points, whatever they're called, sorcery points. That's fine. We can just smell like darkness, and we can just walk in. Nobody can see us. Should we do that for the start? Send Elwood away, go there, scout, and then see what's happening?
Sounds good.
Good. I think that's our plan. You can...
Oh, what's the plan? So y'all waiting until dark nightfall, and Elwood's going to go down.
First, we go to the villa. Elwood is going down to the shop to collect whatever's done, and we will send in Thelen again just to scout around. And once Elwood is back, we will just wait until nightfall.
Okay.
And whenever we see a chance to start a commotion while we're there, or have like a brilliant idea, we will do that.
Okay.
Whether it's with the ladies and Shadow or something else.
All right. Who's going to the villa?
I am.
Behind you.
I am in there as well.
So everybody's going to the villa except for Elwood. Elwood's going to go get his sword.
Maybe
Maria should come with.
Maybe Meliota should go with you.
Going to go grab all of our equipment?
The only thing that would be
hands.
The only thing that would be ready would be his rapier. Everybody else's will be ready tomorrow. The next day. Tomorrow.
Okay,
oh, so his was a 2-day versus everyone else being a 3-day?
Yeah, everyone else's enchantment takes a little bit, and a big order for Shadow's armor is going to take a little bit. So he told y'all 3 days for them, and enchantments were 3 days, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but then he can just get a sword and
yeah, let him do that.
So who? Elwood, you taking Rhea with you?
Yeah. Should at least stay in pairs if we're gonna split.
Sure.
Okay, she goes with you.
Okay.
As y'all leave, she says, "You really think this plan is gonna work?"
Setting the barn on fire?
Sure.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
You're gonna be running with buckets.
Okay. Fingers crossed. Y'all go head out. So everybody else on the map here, and y'all can tell me what y'all going to do.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, you missed it because you're gone.
I look to the lower left and I see that little area that's lit. Ooh.
All right, everybody. All right, where y'all approach at?
Uh,
You got the back entrances and you got the 2 front entrances.
Whatever's closest, I guess. And I'm right before we round the corner to get there. I'm going to disguise myself. I'll step into an alley or something, not right in the middle of everybody. And I'm going to disguise myself as a human, like, I don't know, I'll just spot someone in the street and just, like, make myself look similar to them.
Okay.
That I passed on the way here.
That concentration spell, right?
Probably. No, it's not concentration.
Oh, it's not? Oh, yeah, it lasts for an hour, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So what are we doing?
Just watching.
Yeah, just watching and just.
All right. Anybody else do anything?
I think I just spec us Felon again and we send him in. Was that the plan?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Now that we've got so many of us here, can I get a little boost over on top of the wall just so that I'm not opening a door and drawing any attention that way?
Yeah, we can throw you up.
But let's go around the back just so that I can then go through the back door.
Go to the back door.
Yeah.
All right. Where's everybody going?
I will stay. I'll stay in the front, I guess. Or should we all stay together?
I think we should stay together.
Okay. I'll just stick.
Just huddle there in the corner.
I'll be like across the street though. Just
As I say,
casually.
Where's Shadow gonna
A little
be?
suspicious. A big group of people kind of.
Shadow can't
Not
be with
together.
us. Shadow had to go with. I'll send Shadow with Elwood
Okay.
because he can't be with us on this.
All right.
Yeah, I will be just next to Felon because, like, I will touch him before he goes in to make him invisible.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Two in the back.
Somewhat-
Elwood's not here. Oh. So. You two, where y'all at? Melodus and
I'm all the
Adara.
way in the back.
All right, Adara.
I'm gonna go over and hang out with Grenlia and just kind of.
Are you gonna
Make
disguise
small
yourself
talking.
too?
No, not just yet. I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer. But just go over and make some small talk.
Talking. Guards doing patrols. All right, what are y'all doing?
Right. So do you want to give me a boost over the wall, and then that way I don't have to open and close the door?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
happy to give you a boost.
It could be either me or Ranlia.
I'm across the street.
Oh, you're across the street. Oh.
Yeah, Greenlee
I'm
is
just
over here.
keeping an
Am I
eye.
close enough? I mean, I'm 6 foot tall. How tall is everybody else?
I think I'm 6'3".
I'm short. I'm only 5'6".
Oh, and Domino's, you're closest to him.
Yeah.
So your big, tall, 6'3" self can help him out after you've already turned him invisible.
Yep.
Cool. Sweet.
All right, if you're doing that, roll your athletics with advantage because you have help.
Can I do acrobatics?
Acrobatics, it doesn't matter.
I'm just keeping an eye up and down the street.
Basically, we're just kind of chatting and watching.
11. It's not great.
What?
I rolled a 7 and a 5.
Nah, you don't quite make it.
Okay.
They lowered the DC, but you just didn't quite make it. Nope.
I turned it down. I was going to say, next time, lift with your legs. And then I just go and I just sort of slip through the door again, just opening it a tiny bit, sliding through, and then close it behind me.
All right.
I like the little invisible figurine.
This guard turns around like, what was that?
I
What?
just stand. I push myself up against the wall a little bit.
That door
just-
opened and closed.
Stand completely still.
Roll me a stealth check. Straight roll.
Oh shit.
Come on.
Come on. That's 13. I'm rolling so bad today.
You're rolling bad? Did you see my 4, my 8, and my 6?
Don't, you have inspiration. Don't forget about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd need it on a stealth check, though.
These two, everybody walks up to it and trying to inspect the door, and they open it up. Are you guys still standing there?
No, I think we left to the other side of the street once we pushed him up.
Y'all would have got down about right here. They open the door up. For some reason, they can't open this door up all the way. What are you doing, Thalen? They're trying to figure out why this door won't open all the way.
I guess am I able to sort of slip out through there, or are they
Stealth check.
locking me in?
Give me another stealth check. Don't forget about your inspiration.
Is this what I want to use my inspiration on? Okay,
I'm just reminding you, okay?
Yeah. I'm feeling so inspired to not completely mess up the mission right now that I take one deep breath, feel inspired to just slip past and say, stealth check with inspiration to just try and sneak past them, trying to open up this door.
Roll with advantage.
Well, I'm glad I used inspiration because one of those was a 2, and it was a 10, so 18.
Oh, yeah. Let me... One almost beat it. And you were able to slip by, and they're like, oh, yeah. I don't know what that was. It must have been a rock. They all kind of fall out to kind of look out to check. And they see you guys at the end. Hey! They see Dominos and Melodus like starting to walk around the corner. What do y'all do?
We just keep walking.
Yeah.
Hey!
That
As
causes
soon when they come out, I'm gonna run up.
Oh,
to
you're
them
on
and
the
go,
other
"Oh!"
side. You're on the other side.
No, we were right there. We were across the
you're,
street.
You're across the street. They're back here. You don't know they walked out.
Oh, I thought we were across from them. No, okay.
You said across the street. I thought you were in the front.
Yeah, we were. I thought we were like across from the gate, like watching from the other street.
Oh, I thought you said you're in the front. Oh, okay. Oh, man. Well, y'all across the street over here then. And you see them walking that way.
When they come out, I'm gonna like elbow Adira, and then I'm gonna run up. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness, you've got to help me,
Kind of disappear a little bit ways back down the street and quickly, look normal or human and start having a meltdown.
Having a
Oh, you've got
meltdown.
to help me. I've been looking everywhere. I can't find him.
What just happened to our DM?
So you're using the sky stuff on yourself?
Yep. Get rid of the gray skin and, you know, look human.
What do you want, miss? And these one turns around and
I can't
says,
find him. He was right here. He was right here. You've got to help me. And I'm just like shaking and like looking around.
"Oh,
Oh, my beloved Samuel. My beloved Samuel. I can't find him anywhere. He
bro."
was right here. He was right here 2 seconds ago, and now he's gone. Have you seen him?
Roll me a deception check with advantage. Oh, this one still goes.
My deception is not good.
Well, with advantage.
13.
Yeah, that works. Who's Samuel again?
Oh, got to see him. He's small. He's got short, dark hair. Big, kind of like big bulging eyes. You've got to find him. He was right here. I don't know where he
I'm
went.
sorry. I don't. We haven't seen anybody fit this description.
Oh, well, could you keep an eye out for him, please? And if you see him, could you tell him to just stay right here, and I'll come back and check in a bit after I've looked around.
Yeah. Piss off.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'll walk off the opposite way of where I saw them walk. Samuel! Just yelling obnoxiously.
Hey! This one's still yelling at Dominus and Melodus. Hey, you! Stop there!
We start to run.
When I catch up to Adira, I let her know what's going on. If she didn't see.
Hey! Hey, we got some runners!
Kinda wanna go in.
I mean, they're distracted enough. You think we could just...
When we just took 2 of the guards out of the way.
Is the door open from where they came out?
Yeah, they left it open.
Should we just go
Alan,
in?
what are you doing?
I think I might just stay here for a half second, just waiting to see if anyone's. Actually, no. Now that no one's around here, I'm gonna go try and. Now that I've got some peace and quiet, I can actually try and pick the lock on the door.
Oh, back here? In the back?
Yeah.
All right, you try it. It opens up. Hey, I mean, if you, it's not locked. So, do you want to open it?
I want to just peek my head in.
Man didn't even have to roll for it.
I was so excited to roll as well.
Well, it is during the day, so.
Yeah. Is that a person standing there?
I don't know. Door opens. You see a staircase leading upstairs. There's a wall right here, so you don't see anything else. You see some past paintings and stuff, and basically some. Let me see what's all in here. Actually, I don't want to tell you wrong. So you have black curtains are drawn over the windows to the south to keeping the hall dark and cool. Hey, who's this? Oh. As you're looking in here, like it's basically a curtains with some windows, and come around the corner, guy dressed as a butler, and he sees the door open. What do you do?
I sort of go in and immediately go up the stairs, trying to sort of leave the door. Yeah, I don't want to touch the door from where it is, so just.
So you want to go about right there?
Through. Yeah.
Man, what's up? Hello? You could tell this guy is super old. Probably been working here for a long time. Anybody? Hell? Nobody
I'm
answers.
okay.
If you don't answer, he shuts the door and starts walking back.
Yeah.
What else? All right, that's what you do. All right, go back to the outside. People causing distractions, running from guards and stuff. What do we do? What are you guys doing? Avernus and Melodus. Still running?
We could do. If you get round the corner.
Yeah.
We got around the corner, it looks like.
Yep, y'all got around the corner, but y'all running from them now.
Yeah,
And you see the two doors on the over here. Doors are now over here.
Now that we see the doors, what do we want to do?
if you want to lead them further around, I can disguise myself.
We'll do that.
Okay. So I cast minor illusion and just basically I hunch down to the ground and create around me the image of like a box or something like that, like a wooden box that would just stand at the side of a wall or a barrel or something.
Wooden box.
You mean a crate?
Yeah, crate, yeah.
And you keep running.
Yep. Looks like the tank's gonna be the person to chase today.
My stuff is over there. We'll just pretend like this is great.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like,
Hey, stop! All right, what is my two disguised people over here doing? Doors wide open. You saw two sets of guards run out.
I
Just
still
go
think we
in.
should just sneak on through.
All right.
Going in?
Yeah, let's go in. I'll do a pass cloud trace as we enter.
All right, roll me stealth checks, both of you.
Plus 10.
I don't know. 11.
No, that's a 21 for you. A 30 for me.
Well, somehow, I don't know how far you go in, but you got a set of guards coming around here. They don't seem to see you yet.
Well, skedaddle to the right, I guess. Like behind that building, then?
Well, you're going to step out in their line of view, and you can't really hide from it.
Okay, so I guess we'll back
I mean, it's an
out then.
open corridor. They're going to see you.
Gotcha.
What? Hang on. What we could do is we could make our way towards the stables, though, and I mean, pretend we're extra hands.
I could keep calling for Samuel as we're walking. Samuel, are you in here? I know you love horses, dear. Are you in here? And I'll just walk.
Are you walking over here?
Yeah, we're making our way towards the barn stables.
Hey, you!
Keep an eye out, dear.
Hey, you! Where y'all going?
Oh, what? Oh, I was just looking for my for Samuel. Well, I'm sorry. The door was wide open. I thought maybe he wandered in here.
You guys can't be in here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Have you seen
No,
short
we
dark
haven't. Now piss
hair?
off.
No. All right. Jeez.
Out.
Ooh.
Are you leaving or what are y'all doing?
I don't think we have to leave, right? We can't. I don't think it's a good idea to take these on just us two. I just give her a look and just walk out.
We'll just kind of quietly leave and figure out a way to get back in.
So y'all leaving? They shut the door behind you. You hear them say, "Where's the rest of the guards at?" Start walking around. They decide to sit here and they're gonna wait. What are y'all doing over here? Domino's is disguised as a bots. You gonna keep running?
I'm gonna keep running.
Hey, stop right there!
Looks like I've caused a big enough distraction. Let's see if I can get all the way around to that back door and get them to hear the other guy trying to chase me and start having them all chase me.
So you're gonna... We'll just fast forward till around here. They all chase you. Hey! Stop right there! Why are you
I
running?
look back and I go, oh shit, it actually worked.
And these guys here just shouting, open the door. What's going on? Hey! This is ridiculous.
I mean, I am an elf, so...
Give me a Constitution saving throw. Now you've been running around this whole villa.
All right, you got it. Oh my god. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Sorry.
You just have to roll above a 10.
All right, hold on. I'm sorry, I rolled the wrong thing. All right, here's my roll. Oh my god. I rolled a 6.
All right. You take one level of exhaustion as you starting to, you're wearing heavy armor, you're carrying your shield and your staff. So you're taking a level of exhaustion, which means there's a disadvantage, like on your status bar, it gives you disadvantage on your checks. So you're starting to huff and breathe. All right, and these two are kind of huffing and breathing too because they didn't roll too good.
I was gonna say the other two were chasing me for a while, so.
Well, you had 6 chasing you for a while, and I rolled for all of them. And these two are now falling behind. They decided to stop. All right. There's enough people chasing. I'm tired. Are you tired? All right. All right. What is Thalen doing?
All right, I'm gonna keep going to the top of the staircase and go into the room at the top.
As you enter the top of the staircase, reach the top of the staircase. Give me a stealth check because you see 5 guards upstairs.
Ooh.
You can give it with advantage because you're invisible.
All right. Okay, so I rolled a 10 at first, and I rolled it again and got a 1. So 10 plus 8 was 18.
This guy right here, he's like, he hears a creak as you step on a table or a board, and he goes, anyone there? Hello? He walks over. Sits down. What do you do? See 5 guards in the hallway.
Okay. Can I? It looks like there's a door like directly opposite from me. Is that guard in the way, or can I like sort of cross the hall very quickly and?
So you're on the steps. You only have one way up. He's right in front of you. You got a door out, you would think, to the balcony, because that's what you could see.
How's this happening? And I don't know. I'm not sure if it's actually the computer or if it's actually just the actual monitor itself, because it's a brand new monitor. But it may have some problems.
Are we back live?
But let me check. Because I had us open earlier. Oh, it's not showing me. No. I'm not.
No, we are live. We're back live.
And I don't know. I'm not sure if it's actually the computer or if it's actually just the actual monitor.
All right, welcome back, guys. I am so sorry. My computer decided to, just up and crash and, shit the bed for lack of intents purposes. And so at this point, we've gone about 2 hours and 46 seconds or whatever the heck how long we've been going for. Alan, when you get to the top of the stairs, you see 5 guards. You see to your right down the hallway, the last door on the right, because you see the door to your left, door to the front on top of you, and then you see a hallway down. And as you look down to the right, you see Emmerich step out and say, I hear a lot of combustion going on outside. What's going on? You see Emmerich step out of the end of the bedroom, the last bedroom on the end. And that's where we're going to end today's session. We'll pick up right there. Sorry, everybody, for my collapse.
Technical malfunction?
Yeah, sure. That was super weird. That's just one of those, that's one of the downfalls for online gaming and using a computer and stuff. I'm not sure what happened. Like, I thought maybe I lost complete power, but then my Elgato lights were still on. I was like, I clearly still have power, and it's just my computer completely shut down. I had to restart it and everything. So anyway,
it's sleepy.
Yeah, I even lost all the music too. The music was playing. Everything like completely. Like, oh, you're doing too much. It's time for me to shut down. It's like, you've never done this before. But I have to work on some stuff. I'll have to reset everything up again, I guess. But anyway, and that's what you see, and that's where we cut to. I'll leave everything like this for 2 weeks, and then we'll be back at it, I guess. Well, unless let's look at 2 weeks from now. Anyway, 2 weeks from now is the 27th, so that's the weekend of Thanksgiving. So does anybody want to like wait for the holidays?
The 20th?
No, the 27th.
That's it. That's 3 weeks.
Yeah.
From now.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. The
I thought it was the
20th. I can't do math at the start. So everybody good for the 20th?
The 20th.
I think so.
I think we're taking some leave and heading down to Texas, but I think I'm good.
All right. Unless something else comes up, everybody, we'll see you back on the 20th. Remember, we love you very much. And again, sorry for the technical difficulties. And remember, Goblets and Warlocks. And when in doubt,
Whip it out.
My goblet, I moved it over there because I knocked it over. But whip it out!
Whip it out!